Hello, welcome back to a brand new Pick a Side Live after the NBA Finals Game 3, where we just saw the Mavericks make a miraculous 20-point comeback in the fourth quarter. Wait, I was dreaming. I was hoping that would happen. Mr. Dells, the Celtics won Game 3, 3-0 series lead.
First of all, how was everybody's day?
Fuck that. Get down to business. What else you want to guarantee? Game 2L? Game 3L? What else you want to guarantee? Let's do it. Come on.
Finally, it's about fucking time, Dell. It's about time.
Yo, I'll tell you what. A humble Dells
He sucks. I hate humble Dells.
Is not one that I want.
This ain't nothing until we get 4, brother. This ain't nothing
All
once
right.
we get
Can't
4.
wait. I'm excited. I'm excited.
That Game 4 victory is gonna hit like no other. That being said, Dallas Mavericks down 0-3 in the NBA Finals. Listen, this isn't my conversation to have right now. I feel like it's got to be that guy over there or the guy beneath me. The two of you guys can go crazy. I'm here for the theatrics. I'm here for the good vibes. I'm low-key here for the bad vibes also. I'm in a toxic mood. You guys have the floor.
You know, Mr. Dells, you're looking sharp today. I like how those glasses look on you. I think you're keeping your beard very sharp. When's the last time you got a haircut?
Come on, brother.
When's the last time?
Don't try to lather me up here, brother. Don't try to lather me up. You have plenty of time to show me respect. Being down 0-3 is not the time to show me respect.
Try to sweet talk you, Dells. Try to sweet talk you. Listen, the Boston Celtics, they're so fucking awesome. Listen, they're so fucking great. And all season long, I think I made a mistake in covering this team when I try to make it about about one guy, and that's Jason Tatum. But this team, top to bottom, from last offseason when they got Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis, we all knew those were great trades. We all knew those were going to impact the Celtics, and they have. Brad Stevens has constructed a basketball roster that people can only dream of. I mean, this is the type of roster you try to construct in NBA 2K. This is unbelievable. Switchable defenders, elite defenders, three-point shooting. The only way the Celtics are losing is if they beat themselves. In Game 2, they shot poorly, and even if they beat themselves, you still need to play great in order to beat them. Game 2 was up for grabs, and Dallas let that game slip by their fingers. Game 3, Boston made a huge run in the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, Dallas made a huge run, cut it down to one possession. Luka gets fouled out, and then Kyrie and that offense, they can't get nothing going because Boston's defense is suffocating them. This team is a great team. They're up 3-0 for a reason. They smoked the East, and I can't say enough good things about this team. I think Joe Mazzulla has really matured as a head coach throughout these finals and throughout the playoffs. His timely timeouts, when teams go on runs, or even when he feels a sense of uneasiness or the Celtics aren't doing the right processes to get offense going, he calls a timeout. Their defensive effort's not there. He calls a timeout. I think he's really been great, and he's out-coached Jason Kidd, who he's scrambling for answers. Jason Kidd in Game 3, the most important game of the season, 11-man rotation. Everybody's getting minutes. Tim Hardaway Jr., you're relying on him to give you a spark. Maxi Kleber, you're relying on him to give you a spark. He doesn't know where he can lean to. And, you know, the Dallas Mavericks, this series, they're outmatched. And you need great performances from Luka and Kyrie to even have a chance to win. Kyrie had his great performance this game. Luka was disappointing. Luka's defense is always going to be a talking point because of how controversial it is. His bad nights look really bad, but he has a lot of great nights, and this playoff run has been filled with great defense from Luka. That's how they got this far. But offensively, he didn't show up. I mean, after the first quarter, when the Mavericks punched him in the mouth, 4 for 15 for the rest of the game. He didn't make a shot in the fourth quarter. And then you pick up 2 stupid fouls. I mean, the fouls were stupid that he had. They were just ridiculous. You don't play that physical in that moment of the game. And listen, the Mavericks had a spectacular season. I fuck with all the Mavericks fans that have been watching. This was a spectacular miracle season. And I thought this would end with the championship because of how hot they got at the right time. but Boston's a different type of team, and you need to be perfect, and they haven't been perfect, and Boston has been great. And Jaylen Brown, how clutch he was in the fourth quarter was really the difference maker for Boston. He was the go-to guy, and he was the guy that really shut down the Mavericks run, and he generated tough offensive buckets, especially in that mid-range area when they couldn't get any offense going. So congrats to the Boston Celtics. You're up 3-0. I know, Dels, you still waiting to win that fourth one because that's going to solidify the championship, and that's going to solidify an all-time great season from an all-time great team.
That
I don't
comment
want
is
your
crazy.
respect. I don't want your respect. I don't want your backtracking. I don't want anything to come out of your mouth positively for the Celtics. You want to talk about the Dallas Mavericks? Go ahead. You want to talk about the best duo in the NBA that had
History.
absolutely no logical reasoning outside of, well, if they go on to win the championship, even though there was no path for them to win the championship. If you want to talk about your boy Luka Doncic, who, in my opinion, hasn't had a good game in this series. He's had good quarters. He's had good halves. He has not had a good quarter 1 through quarter 4 game in the NBA Finals. The defense has been terrible. He's been disengaged off ball or on ball. It's been embarrassing. He's a big reason why they're down 0-3 in this series. Kyrie Irving, too, on defense, who got lost in the corner when they hit a three. I don't want to hear your respect or your backtracking about the Boston Celtics. I've heard it for years. It doesn't matter if it's about Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Joe Mazzulla. All of this shit that I told you will happen, ends up happening, and it's going to be solidified once we win that fourth game. It hasn't happened yet, so I'm not going to get crazy on you, Joel. This ain't crazy. This is something light. This is a little appetizer for you. This ain't the main course, because everything I've ever said about this team is coming true. But everybody, including you, wants to throw these 23, 24, 25-year-old wings who could do so many things on the basketball court and try to break them up and say they're never going to do shit and say they're not clutch and say they blow leads. But in reality, these are just players, human beings growing up in front of our very eyes. These are a 26 and 27-year-old men who are entering their prime, who are about to win their first of possibly multiple championships. And you and many people did not want to give them the benefit of the doubt, even though I tried telling you, LeBron, Steph, Michael Jordan, you don't win at 24 and 25 years old. They have always been, from Tatum's rookie year, they have always been scrutinized because of their success, because they were always overachieving, always going to the ECF, always coming this close to winning the championship. They were scrutinized, although damn near everyone else's favorite player, favorite duo, favorite coach couldn't get half as much of success as them. Like I said, we're up 3-0. Series ain't over yet. I saw us damn near come back from 3-0 against the Miami Heat last year. Shit ain't over yet. But best believe this is just the beginning, brother.
Now,
Joe
Drew,
Mazzulla had taken a significant stride as a coach this season.
Yeah.
We got the whole starting 5, starting 6 locked up. Derek White's going to resign. I got no doubt about that. The Jays are stamped best duo in the NBA once they close this out. Yeah, you got some years ahead of you, brother. This team being one of the best teams of basketball, win some championships.
And listen, I like that you're talking your shit, Dels, but you left something out. You left out the fact that even if the Celtics win this championship, Jason Tatum's not better than Luka Doncic. That's an argument that you've been trying to make all season long. That's really where the gripe comes from. You're trying to put Tatum in conversations that he doesn't belong in. How lucky is it for a player to have a GM like Brad Stevens that could trade a second-round pick for an all-star and Kristaps
I don't know.
Porzingis?
You got PJ fucking Washington. You said you're going to win the championship off of it. So you tell me.
Hold up. What did I say about PJ Washington? I say he's a needle mover for the Dallas Mavericks at the trade deadline. You laughed at that, didn't you? You laughed at that.
Yeah, he wasn't no
needle mover. They got to the NBA Finals.
Fucking a nice matchup, and OKC couldn't shoot in the second round.
What does that mean? What does that mean? PJ Washington was in fact a needle mover. You were wrong about that. That's 100% a fact.
Where's he been this series?
About the Dallas Mavericks.
Needle mover been this series?
This series, I thought this series, I thought he's played great defense. This series, I think he's playing well. He was the third leading scorer coming into this game right here. He was.
PJ, the third leading scorer on the Mavericks does not move me. He's probably, what's he averaging? Is he averaging 10 a game?
The question is PJ Washington, when he's a needle mover, he's been a needle mover for the Mavericks this season. That's a fact. And you were wrong about that.
I don't care about the Jason Tatum, Luka Doncic debate. I really don't care. I'm a Boston Celtic fan. I'm not like you. I'm not like you who should be rooting for the Knicks, but instead you root harder for Luka and Ant Edwards, bro. I'm a diehard Boston Celtic fan. I love Jason Tatum to death, but I'm a diehard Celtic fan. I do not care about the Tatum versus Luka shit. We're about to win a fucking championship. I do not care about that debate. I won. I'm about to win a chip. Why do I care about that debate?
You ain't win because Tatum's not better than Luka, regardless of this championship. He needed
I don't
Jaylen
give
Brown
a-
to save him in
go
game
ahead.
1 and game
Go
2.
ahead.
Jaylen Brown
Okay.
saved them in the fourth quarter tonight. What are we talking about? Jason Tatum was settling for dumbass shots. So fuck is you talking about, Dels? You better watch your mouth. You better respect. All right? You better respect. Because
Yo,
you've been wrong about the Mavericks all season long.
Luka was selling for dumbass
it's-
shots
going
tonight.
on?
Luka was selling for dumbass shots
Hell
tonight.
yeah, he was. I'm disappointed in Luka Doncic. He should have played better. He hasn't been the Luka Doncic that I've expected this entire playoffs long. But one thing's a fact. There's no GM in basketball getting 2 all-star players for nothing. Brad Stevens got 2 all-star players and made this team OP and ain't trade nothing for it. That's not happening for nobody. Chris
Joel crashing out.
for a second-round pick. Porzingis was traded for a second-round pick. Listen, shout out to Brad Stevens. This team is OP. That Tatum
You
can
ain't
have
have no
stinkers.
KP tonight. What's the logic behind that? You ain't got
Drew
no
Holiday
KP
is
tonight.
awesome. How he moves off the ball has
I
been
guess
awesome.
Xavier
The
Tillman.
Joel,
Shout out to Brad
You
Stevens, right?
knew all of this before the series started and still picked Dallas, bro.
I thought I was getting a historic Luka. Historic Luka ain't show up.
Here and say that, bro. You
Historic
knew
Luka
this.
ain't show up. That's what it really comes down to. Historic Luka did not show up. I thought Luka would play like the best player in the series, and there have been moments, but he hasn't. They haven't been good enough. It's simple as that. But this team is so well constructed that they can handle 2 Tatum stinkers in game 1 and game 2 and still win the game. That's not happening with any other superstar, brother.
Do you want to know what's great? And this is really the takeaway. There has been no player that has benefited from the NBA Finals more than Jaylen Brown. We talk about the ascension that Luka Doncic could have taken with the championship, the ascension that Jason Tatum could have taken with the championship, being a solidified top 5 player. No, we may be talking about a legitimate top 15 player in Jaylen Brown after this entire NBA playoffs, but more importantly, this finals performance out of Jaylen Brown. Game 3, 30 points, 24 points in the second half, 8 assists. Remember when he couldn't play make, Mr. Dels? Remember when he couldn't play make?
Those
I
are
don't
the
give a fuck
days.
how the assists looked because y'all were clowning him for averaging under 3 assists, 8 rebounds on top of it, 24 points in the second half, and was the legitimate closer for the Boston Celtics tonight. Now, they were up 21. The fact that they were even in a situation where they had to be clutch, shame on Boston, but who gives a shit when obviously you end up winning the game and now you're up 3-0. But Jaylen Brown has by far and away benefited the most by a huge margin over every other player because now he enters legitimate top 15 conversations, and he is now the big reason why we are talking about the Boston Celtics as the best duo in basketball. He is the perfect counterpart to Jason Tatum. He does everything on a basketball court that you can ask from one of your star players. He's an unbelievable defender. He's become an elite scorer of the basketball. He has been unbelievable this playoffs and deservedly so will be your 2024 Finals MVP. Little love for my guy JB, but 3-0. You got to get one, Luka. I'm sorry. You cannot go out the way that you just went out. Horrendous on defense. Joel, I agree with you. There's been moments this playoffs. I'd be ignorant to say where he hasn't shown that he can be a good defender. We have not seen that this playoffs, this finals, I should say, excuse me. We have not seen that and far from it. And then very, very dumb down the stretch. 2 fouls that just did not need to happen. And then you were on clutch. You scored no buckets in the fourth quarter. What was the stat that you said, Mr. Dels? 4 for 15 after the first quarter. I mean, Luka Doncic simply needed to be better, and he wasn't. And you finally got your Kyrie Irving blow-up game, and it was for nothing, unfortunately. Dallas Mavericks, they will be packing it up. Congratulations to Mr. Dels. I don't know how much I will be saying the rest of the live. I truly am here for joy and vibes.
Bring out the fucking brooms, man. Oh my god, man. This is definitely an insane moment right here. Joel, I asked you, man, how crazy would it be if Boston beats them in 5? you said it would be disrespectful. They're about to lose in 4 games. So it's like maybe the disrespect was thinking Dallas could get more than 1 game. But I ain't gonna talk too much because, like Drew mentioned, this is more for Drew and Joel's all-year beef. We're just here for the vibes. But shout out to Boston, they did their thing. Shout out to Jaylen Brown, he performed in the second half like he needed to. Jason Tatum, I hated the shot selection towards the end, but I love the fact that he acknowledged, I ain't got it going. Give it to JB, let him create, let him make plays. Drew Holiday's ball pressure is like one of the most insane shits I've ever seen. This dude can 94 feet pick up Kyrie, pick up Luka, and not lose a step. And it's like, it's just so crazy how he just, in the way he talks about how he practices defense like he practices offense in the offseason. Drew Holiday is really one of the best guard defenders we've ever seen in our lifetimes. And shout out to Drew. He was just doing exceptional things on the defensive end.
Thank you.
Shout out to Derek White for hitting a couple bullshit shots throughout the game to get him going. That backboard 3 in the 4th was a killer. It was really insane. That shit definitely took the heart out of Dallas. And you saw it. It was like, come on, bro. Like, what more can we need? Xavier Tillman minutes were huge for this team defensively. How he was able to switch. Drew, you made a good point. This is definitely going to open the door for different type of conversations with both players, with Jason Tatum, with Jaylen Brown, because now when you win a ring, that just automatically opens up doors, for everybody. And, I had the Jays as my number 1 duo. This ring pretty much stamps it for me. When you've had that type of success over a 4 or 5 year period, and then you stamp it off with another ring, with a ring, I don't think you can deny that, and I think the Jays, being that they're sitting in their prime. The only pushback I have, Del, is I think it's different with MJ, LeBron, and Curry because they didn't have the same type of teams the Jays had prior to their 26, 27 years of age. I think the Jays have had maybe 1 or 2 championship teams that they could have got one. Unfortunately, they didn't. But nonetheless, you get the ring. They will be getting that ring. There is no chance that the Dallas Mavericks come back. It is over. And shout out to the Boston Celtics for getting this one, man.
Shit, who knows if Joe Mazzulla is the coach in that 2022 series, he doesn't play drop coverage. Who knows how that ends up going? Because we saw what happened with Ime say, let's play drop, and Steph's going to go out here and fucking drop 40.
Relax, you lost to the A-seeded Miami Heat last year with Mazzulla. Calm down.
So what Drew said,
brother, stop.
Jaylen Brown
is different.
Is capping off.
Tatum was ass.
He was, yeah.
That your team wasn't as good as that one.
We won game 1. Them being ass. We won 2 games. Them being ass.
You won another game. You also lost 4.
Yeah, unfortunate.
What Drew said, Jaylen Brown, he's gonna this playoff run, conference finals MVP and likely finals MVP. If he has one more great game, or if him and Tatum have similar games, Jaylen Brown gets the nod just because of how great he's been in game 1 and game 2. And he's been the most consistent player for the Celtics all playoffs long. What you said, Riv, hey, maybe you were right on that. Listen, I thought it was disrespectful. In the conference finals with the Timberwolves and the Mavericks, if you told me the Mavs were winning in 5, I would have thought that was disrespectful too. But that's how it ended up happening. So ultimately, I was wrong. The version that I thought the Mavericks would be, they just haven't been. And that's a credit to what Boston has done. Drew Holiday, he's the heart and soul of this team. And I think he's the glue of this team. He's a connector of this team. I feel like whenever they're in a slump, he makes a pretty tough basket, or he makes a timely basket. He gets an offensive rebound. He puts it back up. His defense. When Luka went out in that 4th quarter, I thought maybe there's a chance the Mavs would close it out just because you might be bringing in a good defender for Luka. But, Jason Kidd ended up bringing Tim Hardaway Jr. for the spacing purposes and not Derrick Jones Jr. And they were just locking Kyrie up. Kyrie had to get no separation.
A statement I would like to hear. You just said essentially, I thought that the Mavericks had a better chance to close out this game because of how terribly bad Luka Doncic's defense was, that they would be better without Luka on the court.
He's the worst wing defender I've ever seen in my life.
Their run happened because of their defense. I think Lucas, he was part of that run where they played excellent defense. But the last couple of possessions on offense, once the score got to 93-90, the Mavericks couldn't buy a bucket. Yep. That was their chance to take control of the game, and I think they had like 4 or 5 possessions in a row where they didn't score, and Luka was a part of those possessions. And I thought, maybe if you do bring in some defense, offensively, Kyrie is going to have to be miraculous and have a legacy game. for him to pull it out. But it was possible and it was there. But, Kyrie just couldn't get anything going. And Drew Holiday has just been a heart and soul. I know losing Marcus Smart was tough, and we got the picture of Dell's in the corner. But Drew Holiday, I think he brings the heart and soul and the leadership, the composure to the team while just being a better player top to bottom.
His off-ball ability on offense too. It's definitely a nice thing to watch too. Drew's
that pass that he threw to Derek White, bro,
that was different.
And turned into the best corner 3-point shooter in the NBA this season, just very casually. And the playoff run he's had from going from Milwaukee, where he's just regarded as a playoff dropper, to getting the bag right before the playoffs start, and everyone kind of looks around like, "You sure about that?" Of course, you resign him, but we know his history. Maybe getting for cheaper. For him to go out and have this performance, and all season long, it's been next man up for the Celtics. Porzingis mostly has been, I wouldn't say injured, but he's the one who's been injured the most out of this 5-6 guys. But you mentioned it, Riv. Xavier Tillman coming up in this game, hitting that corner 3 was amazing, but that was just one highlight. His ability to defend on the perimeter at his size is it's hard to replace. He's kind of like a mini Al Horford, who, of course, is like 10 years younger, can go out there and guard on the perimeter and at least make things difficult. Is he going to get scored on here and there? Of course. But if you're able to deter Luka Doncic at the rim and make his life difficult, how could you ask for any more? Sam Hauser, the same thing. I've been saying this for 2 years with Sam Hauser, that you see a white boy on the court and you say, yeah, let's go attack him. Sam Hauser, it can more than hold his own. He's like 6'7". He's got size. He's not this little dude. He's long. He can, of course, he had 3 or 4 threes in this game, like top to bottom. It starts with the Jays, of course, to Al Horford, the backcourt with Derek White and Drew Holiday, but those bench dudes, who was the biggest question going into this season about, we know the top 6 is really good, but who's going to stand out? Those last 2 or 3 guys in the rotation once it gets to playoff time. And to have Payne Pritchard, who hasn't been shooting well in this series, but all season long has been fantastic. Sam Hauser, the same thing. And you had Luke Cornett for a good portion of this run, and now it's been Xavier Tillman. The fact that the Celtics have done this and probably will close out this series without Porzingis, who has been arguably their second or third best player all season long, and brings just something different to this team from a rim protection standpoint, from being able to kill switches standpoint. Just, although I think Jaylen Brown is better, Porzingis just brings different components to this team that no one else maybe in the NBA can replicate. And the fact that they've been able to go on this run, potentially sweep a Dallas Mavericks team without him, it's just what they've been doing all season long. And it doesn't matter if it was October. It doesn't matter if it was entering this series. People still had doubts about this Boston Celtic team, whether it was the battle ahead, whether it was, can you trust Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, whether it's, well, are they going to choke up in the biggest moments? They've been proving everybody wrong.
KP was the biggest difference maker in game 1. In game 2, I think he was a plus 12. You mentioned the role players. Dallas was hunting them. I mean, Luka and Kyrie, they got some favorable matchups on Hauser, Pritchard, Tillman, even Horford, and they held up their own defensively. And I think that was the biggest swing in this game specifically, is that Dallas is hunting for the weaker defenders, and the weaker defenders are holding up. They're allowing them to go one-on-one, and they're making it tough. Sam Hauser's defense, his length being 6'7", he played tremendous defense, and Pritchard was just fighting. There are moments where Luka is trying to do a little bit too much against him, and then it ends up kind of in like a contested look that you don't really want. So, I mean, listen, it's a credit to the Celtics. There's no doubt. We got these super chats that we could read. Corey goes, I'm here for the pettiness.
Yeah, damn right.
Turkish goes, Jaylen Brown top 10. I don't care. JT 50 ball coming.
Top 15, top 10.
Freehold at 33 goes, Tatum about to have a ring before Joel regular season Embiid. Don't worry, Joel. At least you got the Jets to look forward to. They never let you down.
Crying at that.
Suck my dick, man. Sarah Darko the third goes, enough time has gone by. Nemhard over Luka and Kyrie. What? Tim Hardaway Jr. will be pressure washing driveways next season.
Oh my Lord!
They definitely need to move Tim Hardaway Jr. for somebody else. Call Chicago.
Who's picking up that phone?
We got if you give us a first, give us 2 firsts with throw you Caruso.
Jay Kings goes, Dell's love you, man. One more win, my guy.
Shout out to Jay Kings, an OG pick a side guy that's about to get a chip himself. Respect for him.
Corey, oh my, Dells, let him breathe.
No, you were on his neck.
You know what, Drew? At
Jason-
first, I was like, should I go this crazy? But then I'm
Yeah.
like, when we actually win the finals, he's not going to show up. So
No.
I'm not going to have this energy when it actually happens. He's already
shit.
told us he's not going to
Yeah.
show up.
Oh,
So I was
No,
like,
yeah,
fuck
I
it,
told you guys. The day after, whenever the Boston Celtics get to
Friday,
4 wins,
Right? Friday, right?
maybe
Friday.
it could go to
Friday
7.
night.
It
Brother,
could go
it's
7
Friday
still.
night.
Porzingis not playing the entire series. Dallas Mavericks could string 3 wins in a row, brother.
Let it go.
Guarantee it.
Listen, I said the day after it happens, the live stream. No, I'll be there. We could record the podcast the very next day in person. No,
I'll be honest. This one might be worse than losing. Truthfully, I'll be honest. I mean,
You already have
there's a
time
death sentence in front of you. It's written.
Yeah, bro.
Brother,
you have
you
time
keep-
to kind of gather your
The problem
thoughts.
is you keep saying they have a chance. That's why you keep putting yourselves in these moments. It's over.
You say they still had a chance.
Let it go. It's over, bro. It's done. Like take these next
Guarantee
2 days. to
game 3 win.
He's crazy, bro. Stop guaranteeing shit, man.
Jason Martinez. The rest of the Mavs did their best, but sadly, no needles have been moved. No games have been won, and my
No
Celtics
needles
are 1
moved.
win away from
Let's
the
go,
duck
Jason.
boats.
Let's go.
No needles
Corey.
moved. Interesting.
Goes Joel's copium was greater than Gojo fans and JJK.
All right, skip it.
Yeah, I don't even understand that. Freeholder 33. Oh no, Luka is better than Tatum. It must come with a ring. The way Joel's talking. Shut your mouth, Joel, and enjoy the Jays winning this ring.
Yo, I'm fucking crying.
Rudy Gonzalez goes. Shout out to Rudy. Chat lock the fucking like the damn stream Dells we hear.
Shout out to Rudy,
We have
man.
1,000 viewers in here, man.
Yeah, shout out to
people,
1,000
man.
in here. Brian Pumper, that's a wild name, goes, Brown has surpassed Tatum. This not 1A, 1B. Jaylen Brown is a number 1, period.
The real always fucking knew. The real always fucking knew. Jaylen Brown. This is his team.
Damn.
They're the Boston Celtics. Sorry, Joel. Let me respect you. That being said, Jaylen Brown.
Normalize uplifting one brother while not taking another one down, man.
Amen to that.
all I'm
That's
gonna
why.
say.
See, I didn't slander JT, but JB, Lord.
You got to take notes, Dells, after the Celtics win their 4th game. For me, you and I. Take some notes, brother,
About what?
about what you just said.
I don't come disrespectfully.
Santos said it was a good run with the Dells curse, 1 and 2.
Thank God it's over, and thank God that it didn't come at the expense of JB.
Never.
Energize goes, with all due respect, Fluka is a Harden 2.0.
He is.
He already got
No,
to the
he's not.
finals. So, I mean,
No, he's not.
That
already
means
set
he's an
that.
all-time great. Nothing wrong with being Harden 2.0. You're an all-time great
you're a Hall of
legend.
Famer.
The
First ballot.
connotation with James Harden is negative. That's a fact.
Hey, James Harden 2.0.
CRB goes, Dells, how does it feel that Joel is 1 game away from admitting he has been wrong in this series? But I'm not sure he will bullshit his way around it.
It's not just the series, brother. It's been years of being wrong. I mean, it's the team, it's the players, it's everything, not just the series.
Damn.
CRB goes, general question for the group. Should the Mavs attempt to trade for Mikal Bridges to boost their defense?
How much help does Luka Doncic need,
Like,
man?
That would be a cool move.
I think that's a really good fit.
But how much do you have to
Oh,
give
it
for
would be
that?
great.
I just don't know
The
if
Nets are asking for a lot, man.
Yeah.
He's a geeked up version of PJ Washington.
Yeah, he's so much better.
Yeah, I know.
Mikal is good, bro.
Yeah, hell
Straight
yeah.
Mikal. Jason Martinez, I don't care. Enough of the super team talk. KP was wasting away in Washington, and Drew was thrown away to Portland, both unwanted. Tell your teams to make smarter choices.
I don't know if Drew was unwanted. He just got
He definitely
traded.
wasn't.
2 days later, got traded again. KP though, I mean, KP
didn't
would
cook with that one.
He got
He didn't
traded for Dame. He got
I'll be
traded for
honest.
Dame.
No, KP was unwanted.
Yes,
KP
but the
was
Clippers
unwanted,
were
bro.
thinking
They
about
gave
picking
them
Drew
2
Holiday.
firsts. They said, here's 2 firsts and Kristaps Porzingis.
Give me
I'm
time.
talking about
Clippers-
Drew.
The Clippers were thinking about taking Drew over James Harden, bro. That brother
No,
was
Drew
wanted.
Drew definitely
Yeah,
was
they
wanted.
wanted
But
Drew over James Harden.
Mhm.
KP was not.
Bro, you don't get traded for Dame if you're unwanted. And
Agreed.
the KP thing, he was gonna opt out. So essentially, the Celtics had all the leverage in the negotiations because
They added
KP,
2
he
firsts.
said, "I'm either out of here or you're gonna trade me. I'm gonna opt in and you
They
get
got
something."
2 firsts and fucking Kristaps.
Steal of the
Matthew
Yo,
Miller, can
You know
you
what's
wish
crazy?
my cuz Dan Gleesack a happy birthday?
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday.
go.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Dan.
birthday to Dan Gleesack.
You know what I realized today? Dallas has made the finals in 3 separate decades. The
Good for
2000s,
them.
2010s,
One chip.
and that, no, yeah, one chip, 2 else. It's crazy.
Hold
So you're
that.
saying in 2031, Luka's gonna win a chip?
I'm not saying. I'm just saying they'll probably make the finals in 2030 something.
The Tribe one goes.
Don't
People
know
don't
where
have
that
faith
came
in the
from.
Celtics because they usually go on lulls. First 2 games should have been blowouts. Mav needs someone like Mikal Bridges.
Seems
Shoulda,
like
coulda,
Mikal
woulda, they
Bridges is
won.
a wanted character in Dallas.
Santos goes. It will be fuck the Celtics, but Dels, my brother, I'm happy for you
I
to
don't
see your
think he
team
means
win a
this.
ring.
I really don't think he genuinely means that.
The 2 100 emojis definitely makes you skeptical about it. The Tribe one goes. Celtics can become dynastic. Though we'll
You know
see.
what he meant. Come on.
That's what he
dynasty.
typed up. That's what he typed up.
Come on.
Oh,
Respect
shit.
him.
Respect OKC, man. Daniel Guerrero goes, Joel, no one cares about Tatum versus Luka. We all know Luka's better. I don't know if Dels knows that. The reason you are the big loser is because you said Boston is not winning nothing.
You went on a rant. A good one.
Bad
did.
one.
Yeah,
one.
screaming.
Paul D goes, this question is from my baby boy, Joe Dels. Don't you think it's odd how the media doesn't talk about Paul's contributions by not watching these games?
Shout out to my
crying.
brother
Shout out
Paul.
to Paul is right.
Me and Paul have been talking damn near every single day this playoff run. He has not been watching Celtics games since we've gotten this playoff run. He has not watched a single game during this winning streak.
Wow.
He's crazy.
Because
Real.
if he watches games, he feels like they lose.
Yeah. Or I
Okay.
guess the last game he watched, which was what, game 2 against the Cavs he watched, and then he stopped after that.
Okay.
Why did it
We
just
haven't
hit me
lost in
that
a month.
it just hit me that it's Paul?
Yeah, facts.
I should text him too. Tell him congrats.
Jay goes, all bias aside, but this playoffs is disappointment. Pretty much sweeps in the conference finals and now a sweep in the finals.
I disagree. I was entertained.
It was all right.
I think this has been a good playoffs. Dodge goes, Dels is a Denver fan. I say you have best duos. Speaking of which, Riv told you, well, he had to admit Max is not to a top 5 duo.
Yes, you did. You have to admit that they
man.
are not a top 5 duo because you had them at 1 because you assumed they would win and they did have not come close to that.
Oh no, yeah, they're dropping down on my list.
No, they should drop off the
To
list.
where? Just out of curiosity, to where?
From number 1, best
The offense-
backcourt of all time to not even top 5 in the league anymore.
Well, from a talent perspective, they could very well be the best backcourt of all time. I mean, from 100%. There's not a lot of phenomenal backcourts. No, they're 3. I think it's I would still have Jokic and Murray over JT and JB. I just think that if you build a similar team around Jokic and Murray, it's you're getting probably the same result, even though they won the championship last year. And then I'll put Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum 2, and I'll put Luka and Kyrie 3.
Over Anthony Davis and LeBron James.
Moving forward, 100%, bro. 100%.
Okay.
So wait, they went from 1 to 3.
Yes.
Okay, cool, whatever.
Nestor Soto goes, Dels, me and my kid will see you at the parade. Just here to show Pick Aside some love.
You have to go to the parade, Joel.
Yeah,
You
listen, I'm
have
hoping
to
they
go.
could. I just don't know when they're gonna. It's gonna be during the week probably, so I'm gonna have to make some work.
Corey Washington sent a super chat. Probably made a mistake and didn't type anything in there. It happens to the best of us. If you want, just type in the chat. I missed the chat that you might have sent something, but just type it in one more time. CRB goes, what city should the NBA expand to?
Seattle.
Vegas.
New Jersey.
No.
Jersey would be dope. Huh?
Yeah. Bring them to Newark.
You
Oh
didn't
my
say New
God,
Mexico
we're so good.
possibly?
New Mexico, I guess.
I'm good off that too. Seattle, man. It's
Seattle would be tough.
Seattle needs one.
Come on.
So this dude
Hackensack.
Joe Mama said Jokic and Murray not a backcourt. We talking about duos, not backcourts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
duo.
Joe Mama,
Those
you
are
did not
duo.
cook.
Yeah,
You didn't cook
you're
it
such an idiot, dude.
Oh,
Listen
okay,
to what
wait.
you're saying.
Whoa, don't take it out on the
Whoa.
fan. Don't take it out.
He said the SMD. He said that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Jake Herbert goes, why you pick the Mavs, Joel? With
Pick
the
and
laughing
roll, their
emoji.
pick and roll offense.
And listen, they haven't been able to take advantage.
Al Horford's locking
Shit.
up.
Yeah.
Santos goes, I put that on my son. I mean it, Dallas, with the heart. Congrats.
Real one.
The heart is genuine. I think the heart emoji is genuine.
I feel more. I feel
He
more.
said
the
he
love
put it
now.
on his son. You don't need
Don't
any
skip
emoji.
that part and
That's
said the
it.
heart. The heart was the one
What
that
the fuck? The heart moved him.
Corey goes, where does the duo of Kyrie and Luka go now after this loss in the finals, Joel?
Wish you would have read that
Retooling,
super
man.
chat.
I said number three.
killing me how
Jokic,
they're
Murray,
throwing names
Jamal. I mean, Jason
Why is
Tatum,
everyone
Brown,
throwing it away?
Can I ask you a
Luka,
question,
Kyrie.
Joel? Why did you put Ant and Gobert over Embiid and Maxey?
I like Anthony Edwards and Gobert. I like the Timberwolves. That's really it.
Fandom. Got it.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make that be clear.
But Embiid and Maxey, I mean, they're better. They're better. But I don't know.
That was no basketball. Okay, got it. We got him. We got him. Yeah.
I needed to shout out my dogs. They just made the conference finals. That's something that Embiid and Maxey have done. From a talent perspective, Embiid and Maxey are over.
You're a big talent perspective.
If you talking about accomplishments, oh yeah, my boys, they just accomplished something.
You're
great.
a big talent guy, though. You're a big talent guy. That's what
and Anthony Edwards is full of talent. He got a lot of it.
He is like probably the most talented big ever.
And he's also one of the most injury prone.
Hold on, I'm gonna have to show this real quick,
brother. I'm just saying, you said talent.
Joe Mama responded and said, "You're gonna feel like a real dick when you realize you said backward." No, the sincerity in this message. You're gonna feel like a real fucking asshole when you realize you fucked up.
Man, I wish.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Joe Mama.
Damn.
John is no. John is done. John,
I wish we could have John,
on the show, he said he's putting in like an 8% chance they come back. It tweets that bullshit talking about but yeah, Dallas still has a chance. I don't.
No, John was ducking. John ducked today. Let's put that in the chat. You guys love to defend John. John was ducking tonight. No doubt about it. John was running from the grind.
John said they'll be up 2-1 tomorrow morning. I made sure to bookmark that one.
Joe Mama, I actually really feel bad that I did that to you earlier. So on Twitter, send me your Cash App. I'll send you some lunch money, man. I'll send you $10. Get some lunch on me. Miguel Dominguez, Mavs in 7. Kyle will make history again.
Right.
Okay. This is my type of guy. This is my type of dude.
If that happens, I'll streak through Hackensack.
This is the type of guy that, hey, listen, let's go to the bar. Let's get a couple drinks. Let's chill. Let's have a conversation. This is my type of guy. Corey, in all seriousness, thanks for the entertaining me during my long shifts at work, my guys.
Anytime, Corey.
You got it, GOAT. Appreciate you watching, bro.
Corey Watchinson sent another super chat. If the Celtics win and Jaylen Brown wins Finals MVP, is there any way he can be in the top 10? Also, who would y'all take, Brown or Devin Booker?
Top 10 is tough.
Hey, listen, don't say nothing.
Like Jaylen Brunson.
We can leave this conversation for a full pod episode.
Yeah, that should be a topic. That'll be a topic
right now.
That's your topic.
Where does Jaylen Brown
stop
rank?
me? You better take this super chat off the screen before I say something dumb.
I'm saying that's a great topic we can talk about. We know where Drew's going. Dell's might be the medium. I don't know where Joel is going. I have to do a list, see how I'm feeling. This could be a good topic.
They said he couldn't go left. They said that he couldn't play make. They said he was the worst contract in NBA history. His defense was ass too, Joe. Remember that? Do you fucking remember that dumb shit?
Who the fuck said that dumb shit?
Wait, what are you talking about?
Don't fucking play dumb with me. What did JB say? Stay on that side. Stop fucking playing.
Stop lying on
this. Drew, who was the dumb person that said Jaylen Brown's defense was trash?
Nah, you fell off too. The both of y'all fell off.
Ball defense. Come on,
the both we're talking crazy on JB. You let one playoff series dictate who he's always been in the playoffs, and that's prime time.
The JDR show goes, Derrick Jones is a liability. He's a one trick.
You need an upgrade from him. If you get an upgrade from him,
we're getting exposed.
He'd be a really good bench player. Like, he'd be one of the best bench players in the league, but he's just not good at, like, he's a good defender, but not great. He's a good three-point shooter, but not great. It's hard to have him in the lineup.
He's only good in the corner, man. I can do ass.
M444C goes, Joel been getting exposed for the C's for years now. This ain't even facts. 2 years ago, what did I tell you, Dels?
The Warriors were going to win. I mean, they were favored. Congrats. I don't know what you want to say.
So that's not exposed, clearly. She said years. That's years. Freeholder 33. I'm making Waldwick jokes the next John stream.
Brother, we continue this. John Waldwick jokes.
Dodge goes, John equals a chicken.
I think it's a duck.
Are you blind?
Definitely a duck.
Are you fucking blind?
First time.
What did I say?
You
said a chicken.
I'm sorry. It looks like a chicken from where I'm at. What doesn't a chicken make more sense? Well, a duck makes sense too.
But a duck makes way more sense.
Yeah, I mean they both make sense. It doesn't matter.
They both make sense. So it'd be a duck.
Yes.
You're right.
The
duck emojis in the chat. Oh.
Deshaun Dotson sent a super chat and he didn't get his chat off. So if you want to comment, we'll read it for sure. Joe Mama responded, "No worries, bro. Keep your lunch money. Not trying to take my boys' hard-earned money, and I don't want you going hungry."
I love that. Joe Mama.
Nah, Joe Mama's a legend.
That's real. That's real. I appreciate that.
Oh my God.
Trey HTX goes, Joel, will you duck the reaction show when Tatum gets his first of several rings after game 4?
Several.
You know what? I'll tell you something. I'll make a deal with everybody here. In comments watching, we got 951 people. Drew, Dels, Riv. This comment just sparked an idea in my brain. I will show up to the reaction if Jason Tatum wins Finals MVP.
No.
I mean,
So you won't
Brown's
show
like
up.
minus 400 right now to win it. So unless JT goes for like 50, I don't think it's going to happen.
That's fraudulent, but okay.
I'm not accepting it personally.
Well, listen, his main super chat was about Tatum. It's about Tatum.
I mean, Tatum's a ring's a ring. I don't know what you're going to do.
But what if the Mavericks win next game and then it goes to 5 and Tatum got 2 great games? So you're giving up on Tatum winning Finals MVP.
I don't care. I want to win in 4. I don't care who wins.
Ooh.
No, I'm asking you though. I'm asking you though. Have you given up on the idea that Tatum's going to win Finals MVP?
Yes. Yes,
well,
Joel, you should.
I think we'll win in 4, so it'd be difficult for him to make it up in 1 game.
Okay, well, what if it goes to 5? You think he can make it up in 2?
Possibly. I don't really care. Like maybe I don't care.
Rev, have you given up on Tatum winning Finals MVP?
I tweeted Jaylen Brown MVP.
It's caked.
So it's over. Y'all think it's JB no matter what?
I don't give a fuck.
Yo, Joel, I can hold down that JB jersey for the next episode.
I can wear the Tatum one.
All I'm gonna say is I'm gonna give Dels about a month to enjoy his Boston championship, and then we're gonna have uncomfortable conversations about Jason Tatum if Jaylen Brown wins that Finals MVP. I'm gonna give him a month.
What uncomfortable conversations are we gonna have?
We'll get there. I'm gonna give him a month. If Jaylen Brown wins ECF MVP, which he already won that, and Finals MVP, I'm gonna give Dels a month, and then we'll have conversations.
Well, you guys never understand that. Like,
Stop.
I'm a Celtics fan.
Stop.
I do not. Tatum could be the 30th best player in the world.
Clean transition.
If we win a championship, I do not care.
Joel, listen, I'm always here to defend you. There's been a nice, smooth, easy transition with your Celtics fandom where it was Jason Tatum, you are my sunshine, my only sunshine, to now it's I'm now a Boston Celtics
and the
guy.
timing of it all has
I
been
love
funny.
The Celtics.
The timing has been funny.
Tatum just
That's
put
all
up
I'm gonna say.
30, 11, and 6 in the ECF, and I wasn't sitting here. Was I sitting up crying about Jaylen Brown winning?
Wouldn't
of
say
course,
that.
you shouldn't cry.
But you've always been Jason Tatum's my brother. I'm a Celtics fan. But recently, it's been
He's
more
the
so.
best player on
I'm
my
a
favorite
Celtics
team.
fan.
Am I not supposed to defend him and like?
There's been a switch.
Drew, I understand what you're saying because it definitely feels as if there was a certain point in time, the Byron Maxwell pick in the trivia kind of saved Dels a little bit. But there was a certain point in time where Dels' history in Celtics fandom, he really didn't know too much of it. And he just really said Tatum is my guy when it comes to the Celtics, to the point that you put him up over Paul Pierce like this. You ain't even think about Paul Pierce. You said Tatum's my guy 100%. So definitely, I think we can say you're a Celtics fan, but it's disingenuous to say that you're also not a big supporter of Tatum and thinking of where he ranks in the league. You think highly of where he ranks in the league. You think he's better than Luka. You think he's a top 5 top 3 player in the world.
I was preaching top 5 talks when he was balling.
All I'm saying is, after I'm gonna give you a month, and then we'll have uncomfortable conversations.
When you say uncomfortable, that makes me think like he's gonna drop in the rankings.
You were pushing top 5 talks. We're gonna get to that conversation when we get there.
So should we have had uncomfortable conversations with Steph in 2015?
No, because he obviously deserved it. That's just dumb.
Fair.
And people even still were having uncomfortable conversations.
That's a good point.
Steph deserved it. Like, they let a guy average. You know what I'm saying? So
Steph got scrutiny up until 2022, 100%. Until that championship he got.
So keep it a stack. If God forbid, knock on wood, Tatum ever left the Celtics, do you think I'm leaving or do you think I'm staying in Boston?
No,
you're gonna be a fan.
That's a Joel thing. I don't know about that part.
You're gonna be a Celtics fan, but what I'm saying is that there was a point in time where Tatum, his performance was backing up your shit talking. But now that Tatum's not backing it up, you're saying I'm just a Celtics guy. It never really Tatum guy, just Celtics guy.
I disagree with that.
If Tatum had a great playoff run, you'd be pushing him in top 3 talks, but you're not doing it.
I'm putting him in top 5 talks.
I would say, Del, this is the first year in the playoffs where I just want the Celtics to win. I don't care. That's all I'm gonna say.
When has that ever? Have I ever went up there and said, "I don't care how the Celtics"?
I don't know. This I can't agree with. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying
like last year. You were big on. I need Tatum to perform. Also, the Celtics are winning. Now you're just like, I just need the Celtics to
No,
win.
Riv,
Fuck all that.
no. Because last year, people were trying to put these losses on Joe Mazzulla. And I said, no, the players have to show up. I put that on Tatum. I put that on JB. That was never just like, and Joel, I think top 3 is locked. Jokic, Luka, Giannis. I think beyond that, you can make the argument for Tatum being as high as 4.
Ooh,
So you put him number 4 over Luka.
Yep. Like Drew, like I just said, we'll have uncomfortable
Fuck,
conversations.
Joel.
No,
I
said the top
waiting
3
for
is
that.
locked with Jokic, Giannis, and Luka.
I'm sorry.
Top 3 is locked. Anything beyond that is fair game.
Yeah,
I haven't put down the list. I think, because then you're getting to SGA, Embiid,
LeBron.
I don't know, whoever the
AD,
hell, whoever,
respect.
AD, like LeBron, Steph, you like the older dudes too, if they're in that list too. Because after the top 3, I don't think there's really that much margin in terms of these players, and Tatum's gonna have a ring.
I'll be honest, he's fringe cooking. Respect Shea. Like Shea would be the only player that I would definitely say he's better than Tatum right now.
What about Anthony Davis and Joel Embiid when healthy?
I can hear you. I won't say no because I love AD, and Embiid's a fucking problem. He's a problem. But again, his statement is fair that outside of 4, because I feel like I would put Shea in that. Like the top 4 should be stamped. At 5, that's where his statement, there can be an argument made.
If I was really this Tatum, like just Tatum's more important than anything, I would come up here and be like, he's stamped 4th best player, or I could put him up as high as like 2 if he wins a championship. I'm not going to do that.
Outside of
lying and say he's better than Luka.
In terms of
I could say that shit, but
Drew, in terms of like basketball ability, how is he over Embiid?
Here's the thing.
Say it again, Riv.
Basketball ability as a defender, they're both amazing.
Who's better, him or Embiid? Who's made it farther? Tatum, 100%. You'll never get. Listen, that man. But I don't know. Like, and Embiid just.
I think when you're having conversations about Joel Embiid, it's very similar to Kawhi, where it's like when he's on the court, it's great. But I have a sample size of almost a decade now that I can't trust him once we get into the playoffs. And once we're in the playoffs, that's what matters the most.
Unfortunately, this year he just kind of did that.
It was his first time ever. Tatum has had multiple.
And he was still banged, like he performed this time, but he still got hurt again in the playoffs.
Which is why it's weird that before he's never done it, and then now he's banged up still, and he did it. I don't know.
I think what you're saying, Dels, is essentially what I said last show, is that this run for the Celtics, it's great. You're winning a championship. Tatum's going to win a ring. That's fine. But I don't think in this playoff run, Tatum has separated himself. Like he's locked in number 4.
Put himself in the top, because in my opinion, the top 3 is a different like grouping. It's it's a different tier. And then you have legitimately like 7 dudes, arguably, who are all in that second tier. I would be disingenuous to say, oh yeah, no, after this run, Tatum put himself in that top 3. I wouldn't say that.
And that's fine. There was a point in time that I thought Tatum was that caliber of player. Maybe he still is. But there are just certain things like the pull-up shooting that kind of knocks him down a peg from those top guys. That's really it.
The hope, if I'm a Celtics fan, is that he finally gets the monkey off his back. I have the championship. There's no more pressure on me. And then every time from here on out that he's in this situation, he just plays a lot looser and a lot more calm. I feel like usually a championship does that to a player. But we'll see. I mean, only time will tell. Right now, if you're a Celtics fan, you don't give a shit. And that's how Joel's acting, and I understand it. I don't give a shit. I want a championship. That's it. That's all that matters.
And part of the reason why maybe you guys are saying this, like how Tatum over the Celtics, even though maybe you're not saying that regardless. The Celtics have come up short over the last couple of seasons. So when the Celtics come up short, we're not having conversations about the Celtics. We're having conversations about the individual players. You know what I mean? Like it's just different at that point. Like we're not sitting here arguing like Luka number 1, Giannis number 2, whatever. We're not arguing Celtics number 1. Like that's just not conversations we have.
Corey goes,
well done.
Joel is real for his Vikings love. I see Ghost says, can we give Tatum and Hauser props for carrying the first half until JB got hot?
Absolutely. Damn Hauser hit 3 threes, man.
M333C goes, C's winning was obvious. Joel was just emotional.
It's 4 C's, but close enough.
You said 4 C's?
4 threes.
4 threes.
4 threes. Okay. I said 4 C's.
You said 333.
Oh, my bad. Clutch City 71 goes, it's crazy y'all think Dell should care about who wins finals MVP.
Y'all is crazy.
Richard, man.
Hey, y'all. I love JB.
Corey Washington goes, is Brown and Tatum what T-Mac and Vince Carter was supposed to be when they were on the Raptors, if I worded that the right way?
Fucking
You did.
remember? I don't know. Who cares? Like,
I mean, I think, yeah. I mean, T-Mac and Vince, I mean, they never really got to play as like all.
yeah, they played like for a year together, I think.
No. The Blaziken goes, love the pod, Celtics in 4. Good topic for the podcast. Could the Bryce Young trade go down as the worst trade in history, worse than Herschel Walker?
The answer is no.
Got to see how Bryce plays this year, man.
Yeah, correct. Also, the Deshaun Watson and Russell Wilson trades, they exist. Yeah. They happen.
Traded Bryce Young for Caleb Williams, DJ Moore. Like that's going to go down.
That is pretty horrendous.
So Tyrone Belgrave went Tatum 51, put him over Joel. And then this other one from CM goes, Joel is an MVP, but winning in the postseason is different. He's not in Tatum's league.
But then you can say that about the guys that have rings. Tatum's not in their tier. You know, that's why the whole winning stuff is
Tony
weird.
Parker or Jason
what was
Tatum.
That, old heads? Like, I think that's KD, Brown.
That's like weird to say, though. Not even 80, because 80 only got.
I think KD, but yeah.
Oh, yes, KD, yeah.
Joel, Jason Tatum or Tony Parker?
Crying.
Jason fucking Tatum.
Crying at that question.
You think I'm really about to sit here and say Tony Parker?
He has a Tony Parker. Whoa,
Tony Parker. I watched him kill.
No, that's what I said.
Killed my teams.
No, the way you came off was a little disrespectful. That's all.
But I mean, what do you expect from me?
Hey man, listen.
Tony Parker was fucking pressure.
Steph or MJ, Riv?
Steph.
That's what I'm saying.
With all due respect to MJ,
You're a
though.
Bulls fan. You're a Bulls
With all due
fan.
respect to
I didn't even try to double whammy, but I got him there.
Nah, you ain't get me. I'm gonna pick Steph every day of the week.
And that's gonna do it for our live stream. Before we go, you have one more day to play prospects for the NBA Finals Game 4. If it ends, you know, it could always go to 7. Use code PAS to get a 100% deposit match up to $100. But there's also a lot of sports going on right now. WNBA still going on, and that's right now in the heart of the season. So you could definitely play WNBA on prospects or any other sport that you're interested in. Baseball, exactly. Baseball's going. So make sure you use code PAS for a 100% deposit match up to $100. Thank you guys for watching. We peaked at 1,000 viewers. Shout out to all you guys for being here. We will see you guys next time.